Fans of wrestling are well aware accidents do happen inside the ring. Apart from whether or not they had a particular bout, most wrestlers would likely agree that leaving the ring without getting hurt is a good night. Now picture yourself as a wrestler. Yeah, aside from visualizing yourself winning the WrestleMania main event or a title, picture yourself getting your body through a dangerous thingy every single night in the ring, and as a fantastic extra to be physical mayhem and commotion, having a rival wrestler to get you. In our video, let's talk about a few WWE ring mishaps. Number 10. John Cena's and Big Show's pectoral tendon. Sometimes the least expected moves are the ones that hurt wrestlers. In contrast to tumbling off a ladder or the first Monday Night Raw of 2007, lifting the Big Show, Cena injured his right pectoral tendon. While doing a standard arm drag on Mr. Kennedy, he tore it. Cena fought the rest of the match while holding and dangling the damaged arm by his side. Even though it was awful, Mr. Kennedy's condition was probably worse because he was starting to gain a bad reputation behind the scenes. Kennedy would later come under the heat from WWE after Randy Orton accused him of messing up a back body drop. Number 9. Cesaro's impacted teeth. On September 24, 2017, No Mercy published a story about a recent injury. A month ago, Cesaro began bleeding from the lips a month ago at No Mercy after being thrown face first into the ring post. The space between his front teeth was visible when he, had the camera zoom in on him. Everyone believed that he had been toothless. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a huge problem. Jeff Hardy has a missing tooth. Natalya has a missing tooth. However, Cesaro's injury was worse. In fact, Cesaro's teeth went into his gum line rather than coming out, which is worse. Number 8. Sting's cervical spinal stenosis. 2015's Night of Champions. Have you noticed Seth Rollins isn't performing his buckle barricade bomb as much as he once was? Of course, he wouldn't take that much of action if it seriously doesn't hurt or made the renowned Sting resign. At Night of Champions, Sting received the buckle bomb twice in the same match. He struggled to get up right after collapsing in the ring after his body turned numb. Sting found some energy in the corner and took a quick nap before continuing. After a brief struggle between them, Rollins won the impromptu roll-up to put an early end. Number 7. Stone Cold Steve Austin's nerve damage and bruised spinal cord. August 3rd, 1997, SummerSlam. It's a little difficult to watch this one. By accident, Owen Hart delivers a legitimate piledriver to Steve Austin, pinning his head and neck to the mat. The action hurt Austin's nerves and his spinal cord, paralyzing him for a brief period of time. He had to use all of his last strength to crawl inside the direction of Hart and roll him for the win. Austin's fighting style was altered as a result of this incident. He changed from a skilled wrestler to a full-fledged brawler. Number 6. Finn Balor's dislocated shoulder and labrum tear. It was SummerSlam 2016. In his title battle against Finn Balor at SummerSlam of 2016, Rollins repeated the technique over a year after the buckle bombshell sent Sting into retirement. The Demon King's shoulder was dislocated when he was thrown into the exterior barrier. Balor not only won the fight, but he also put his arm back into its place afterwards. He won the contest and was crowned the first worldwide champion, but you could sense something wasn't right when he celebrated afterwards. He was unable to fully raise his arm in the traditional demon position. The next day, it was revealed that Balor would require some months to heal from his injuries, and he was stripped. Number 5. Eddie Guerrero's massive blood loss. Day of Judgment, which is on May 16, 2004, a wrestler who purposely slices forehead, typically with a razor blade, in order to bleed out during a match is said to be a blading. A crimson mask is produced when blading is done correctly, which results in a tiny trickle of blood. However, on Judgment Day in 2004, WWE Champion Eddie Guerrero cut himself too deep, causing a large rush of blood to pour out of him. There was so much blood that it gathered in the ring in pools. And then he lost his composure after the match and needed to be taken to the hospital. Number 4. Mick Foleys' concussion, dislocated jaw. On June 28th, the Hell in a Cell match between Mick Foley and the power wrestler The Undertaker is unique in its own right. It's only a match like it, and it's how it should be. He first tumbled through the cell after climbing up onto the roof for more punishment, and then he plummeted off the cell's roof. The second fall was the worst because it wasn't anticipated. After banging his head on the sledgehammer in the ring, Foley lost consciousness and aspirated a tooth in the sinus cavity. And that was before being choked and thrown into a sack of thumbtacks. Number 3. Triple H's torn quadriceps. On May 21st of 2001, Monday Night Raw, Triple H and Steve Austin competed in a tag team bout versus Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit. The League tore his quadriceps muscle off the bone during the game. For the remainder of the game, he shuffled around while trying to keep weight off his leg. Despite this, he nevertheless consented to being placed in the submission hold by the walls of Jericho, which further strained his already damaged legs. Describe your pain threshold. In addition to needing physical therapy, Triple H was considered early retirement, however. The audience went wild when he finally came back on Raw. Number 2. John Cena's broken nose. July 27, 2015. Monday Night Raw. Cena has always had a strong physical constitution and a high pain threshold. Cena also demonstrated to the WWE Universe why he has been the guy for so long when Seth Rollins' knee shattered Cena's nose during their main event bout on Raw. Cena managed to finish the lengthy match without missing a step after briefly gripping his nose and swatting away the agony. The ring doctor was present between each significant wound, wiping away blood and making fruitless attempts to halt the bleeding. The next week, Rollins, who was portraying the villain, mocked Cena by displaying a picture of his disfigured face on a Titantron. It simply served to highlight just how tough Cena is. Number 1. Brock Lesnar's concussion. March 30, 2003. WrestleMania 19, one of the best WrestleManias ever. Brock Lesnar was and continues to be a freak of nature. He's well renowned for his amazing strength, but also learned the shooting star press while competing in the developmental promotion, Ohio Wrestling Valley. You didn't read that correctly. Rewind that WrestleMania 19, where Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar were squaring off, and Angle advised Lesnar to use that shooting star press to end the contest in an effort to produce a WrestleMania moment. Lesnar concurred. Lesnar messed up his move for the first and only time on the grandest platform, in the biggest bout of his career. He had a serious concussion as a result of falling while slipping on the rope, under-rotating and landing on his head. After that, a dazed Lesnar made up the finale on the spot. He stood up, threw an F5, got the pin, and passed out in the corner. The fact that Lesnar didn't immobilize himself from the neck down is a miracle. That was all about the freak accidents that put the wrestlers in severe pain in the WWE. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified each time we post some new videos. We'll see you later.